One of the most interesting aspects of political party conventions is the assembling of its platform. It essentially puts forth goals that the party hopes to reach in its upcoming term and gives you an idea of the type of policy and legislation that will be a priority if its presidential candidate wins the general election. The 2020 Democratic Party platform, if fully enacted, will unleash government tyranny that will make the current COVID-19 environment feel like a day at the beach. We'll discuss what you can expect if Democrats were to control both the federal and state governments in this episode of Activate America, Getting Active to Throw Off Government Tyranny. The Democratic platform is about 92 pages of anti-American rhetoric that declares war on the country's founding principles of limited government and personal responsibility. The entire document is all about using government to aid in the achievements for the people instead of relying on the interests and ambitions of individuals to create a better world for themselves, their families, and those that they serve. The 10-point plan covers the following topics: COVID-19, the economy, universal health care, criminal justice reform, advancing civil rights, climate change and environmental justice, election engineering, that's my phrase, not theirs, immigration, education, and foreign policy. Well, let's start off by acknowledging that nearly all of these topics are not among the enumerated powers that the states have delegated to Congress in Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution. As you know, this means that Congress should not be legislating in those areas at all. But that doesn't stop either of the two main political parties. Government acting outside of its constitutional limitations is illegal, and anything it produces outside of its limitations is to be nullified by those who do rightfully hold the power to govern. The 10th Amendment states, "The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people." So the states, or we the people, are to nullify these usurpations. This is such an important concept that James Madison, the founding father who wrote the draft of the Constitution and is often referred to as the father of the Constitution, wrote in 1798 that when the federal government exercises powers not granted in the Constitution, the states who are parties thereto have the right and are in duty bound to interpose. Now, nullification is a form of interposing. If we don't understand and practice this concept, then we are allowing government to freely operate without limitations. The Democratic Party platform appears to be devoid of obeying these limitations. For instance, under the Building a Stronger, Fairer Economy section, it offers a subcategory called Investing in the Engines of Job Creation. The first line reads, "Democrats believe the COVID-19 pandemic and President Trump's recession demand unprecedented transformational federal investments to create family-sustaining and union jobs." The Constitution allows for no such investments. Job creation is not even a function of government. According to the Declaration of Independence, governments are instituted to secure our God-given rights, not to provide any financial incentives to the people. Innovation comes from necessity, and capitalism will drive the need for that innovation depending upon the market. The platform goes on and on for the next 4 pages in this section with proposal after proposal of what government will do for the people, including launching a clean energy revolution that includes the installation of 500,000 charging stations for electric vehicles and a great railroad revolution that expands public transit to high-speed rails. They propose to ensure access in every community to clean, reliable drinking water. They also propose a public infrastructure bank that will help to fund and build infrastructure projects. It goes on to suggest sparking an agricultural revolution by forcing the industry to achieve net zero emissions and growing the biofuels industry. The media has reported that the Green New Deal is not included in this platform, but they are not being accurate. Granted, you won't find that phrase mentioned in the platform, but when you take into account all of these proposals that deal with everything from clean water to clean energy to net zero emissions to guaranteeing safe roads for cars, pedestrians, and bicyclists, you are struck with the fact that this is not only the Green New Deal, but it's also closely related to Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 project that globalists are using as a vehicle to control all people and to transform not just industries, but lifestyles. While unconstitutional, much of these globalist ideas are packaged in the platform as being helpful for American families and small businesses. On the contrary, to achieve these proposals, the size and scope of the federal government would need to be greatly increased. Again, the limitations of government under the Constitution are thrown right out the window. Parallels can certainly be drawn to the size and scope of the government in European countries that are part of the European Union. The amount of control they exude over the people is astounding. Even after leaving the EU, the UK still has an iron grip on its people, given the massively draconian measures taken against the people during COVID-19, including regulations that nobody may leave their homes without reasonable excuse. Americans being controlled to this level by their governments is absolutely anti-American. If enacted, the Democratic Party platform would grow the level of government bureaucracy to the point that federal and state governments would be nearly indistinguishable from each other, trampling on your God-given rights while severely limiting your lifestyle choices and controlling your daily life. The founders fought a war to break away from oppressive government, and it's our job to ensure that government stays within its constitutional limitations, no matter which political party is in control. So let's get back to the basics of teaching others about these limitations. Our Constitution is a Solution workshop program is the perfect solution for this. Constitution expert Robert Brown walks viewers through the Constitution in 6 videos. Workbooks and extra educational aids come along with it, depending on the package level that you purchase. Our new site at jbs.org that is launching soon will allow you to download these materials for free. We're hoping to have it launched within the next week, so check for the Constitutional Solution in the Action Projects menu when launched. Use your video conferencing skills and host a workshop to help others learn. The 6th DVD or video can be used to help recruit those into membership who are interested in locally working on a national agenda to protect American liberty and independence. Links are in the video description. And until next time, this is Bill Hahn for the John Birch Society saying stay active, everyone.